All right, what's up? So let's just get right to it. Um, Miharu's. Oh man, this is kind of funny. So Miharu's boyfriend, um, who his name is DestinationMarc, and I guess he's like another YouTuber. I've never heard of this guy before. I only know about this guy because like on Discord, she mentioned that she's this guy's boyfriend. Um, oh man, there's something else I want to say, but I don't know if I'm gonna say it or not. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Anyway, so yeah, this idiot decided to simp for Miharu and White Knight for her. So let's see what this guy has to say. Does he have anything intelligent to say? Is my question. And I got a spoiler alert. No, he doesn't. So I already gave like a response to it, but I think this deserves a video response as well because it's just so inane. All right, addressing racism when it arises is something we all need to do. All right, that's that's a good thing to say, but the problem is that his entire fucking comment then directly contradicts this premise that he asserted. And this is what I see among passive racists all the fucking time. They'll say, yeah, racism is bad, but and then launch into a tirade on why and rationalizing racism and saying racist things, etc., etc. And that's exactly what this guy does. And there's the but. But this senseless rant completely misinterprets any reasoning for not wanting to get directly involved in these types of predicaments. All right, what a fool. What a fool. He is literally defending the notion, the untenable, unjustified notion of not calling out racism. Okay? The only excuse for that, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, the only excuse for not calling out racism is because you're too weak, you're afraid of getting your ass beat, or you're afraid of being attacked, which again is weakness. You're afraid of being attacked. Maybe Miharu is afraid trolls and racists are going to make fun of her and attack her for whatever reason. Okay, fine. I can understand it, but it doesn't change the fact that you're weak. All right? Or you're a racist yourself. Now, I don't think she's an overt racist or anything like that. But I think she's weak. She absolutely is weak. And that is a form of passive racism. When you make excuses for not calling out racism, you're a racist, whether you go around saying the N word or not. All right, now he whines and complains about the fact that I was insulting some people who deserve to be insulted. Plus, your attitude throughout the video where you call everyone names is completely uncalled for. Aw, aw. You don't like how I'm insulting racists and other pieces of shit? I got news for you. I don't respect racists. I condemn racists and I encourage the hatred of racists. We cannot live in a society where we are tolerant of racists. I am wholly inimical to racists. And if you tolerate racists, if you are respectful towards racists and you encourage other people to be respectful towards racists, you are a racist yourself. Blah blah blah. From what I can gather, Nani believed being a mod could directly aid in stopping trolls in any kind of invading the server. And Miharu's comments about said trolls not stopping even after being called out has been proven time and time again. All right. First of all, Nani was motivated by the same thing I just talked about. He was a coward. I don't know if he's an overt racist or not. I don't know that fucker. My guess is that he's like Miharu and that he's just weak and he is afraid of being attacked for calling out racism, which is the main reason why most white people don't call out racism. They are afraid of an awkward situation, even though the situation was already awkward with the racist person saying racist stuff. But they are too cowardly to speak out against it. And yes, in this new enlightened era, we call out people who are too cowardly to call out racists. Because if you're not going to do it because you're too afraid of what they're going to say to you, then I'm going to say stuff to you. Okay? I'm going to make you feel awkward. I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable. Because since you're so fucking afraid of feeling uncomfortable, I'm going to make you feel that way. Your efforts to try and avoid those kinds of uncomfortable situations, I'm going to put you in it. So you call it corrective behavior, call it negative reinforcement if you want to. But no, don't believe for a second that Nani actually was making good faith arguments. He absolutely was not. He was not arguing in good faith. He was not honest with his arguments. He was lying. The reason why he didn't want to call out racist is probably because he was weak. The only other possibility is that he's a racist himself. Okay? Him using the mod thing, like we have mods handling that situation. No, that was a lie because the point was never about trolls and racists on Miharu's Discord. I was not concerned about racists on her Discord. I was speaking broadly about how we deal with racists and other pieces of shit. I mean, the original point wasn't even about racism, which is like baffling how it became about racism. Um, it's been proven time and time again, not just on the internet, but in real life too. So he's trying to say that he's doubling down on this idea that calling out racists does no good because they're going to do it anyway. And I literally addressed this point in the last video I did. So this guy's a complete fucking moron. I don't need to repeat myself over and over again. If you can't listen the first time, there's something wrong with you. All right? You want me to say it again? That's not the point. Calling out racism, the point of calling out racism is not to necessarily stop that individual from being a racist. It is to show opposition to it, to show that you are intolerant of it and you are not going to be on their side. You're drawing a line in the sand and saying, I don't want to have anything to do with you. It's the right thing to do. Even if it doesn't have any immediate, productive, substantive effect, it's still worth doing. And we do those kinds of things all the time when we condemn things. Why is it that Miharu has no problem condemning all these a plethora of other issues that are inconsequential and unimportant in comparison? But she can't take a stance against racism because she's a fucking coward. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. This is just idiotic. Well, it's her server, so naturally she should address it when it happens. And then he just keeps on making excuses. Like, I mean, it kind of baffles me as how stupid this guy is because I was never even addressing the issue about trolls and racists on her server. I was making a broad point about why it's important to call out racism, irrespective of where you are, whether it's on Discord or in real life or when you're at school or if you're on Twitch or on YouTube, anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. However, it does not make her weak or a coward not to directly handle it herself. Oh, really? I got news for you. I got news for you. She admitted to being weak. All right. She said she has no leadership skills at all, and that the only reason why she even made a Discord was because people were demanding for it, and she wanted to appease them. So she admits that she's weak. And by the way, if you want to say if she's not weak, then she can talk to me face to face. Not literally face to face, but like we can discuss this issue on Discord or whatever if you want. And if she apologizes for a number of things, not just her defense of racism, because that's what I want. First and foremost, I want her to admit that she was wrong to defend not calling out racism. Okay? She doesn't even need to demod Nani or whatever. I don't even know if that guy is still a mod or not. I don't care. That's not the issue. My biggest beef with her was the fact that she rationalized what he said instead of addressing it and saying, you know what, you make a good point. You're right. Because that's the thing. I am right about this. All right? I get she's your girlfriend. You're trying to simp for her whether she's right or not. But I am right and she is wrong. And if she is strong, as you're trying to imply, yeah, right. She'll talk to me about this issue, maybe on Discord or something. And she'll apologize and say, you know what, I was totally wrong. I was totally wrong. I should not have defended not calling out racism because that is wrong. We should all do our part to call out racism. And she has other things to apologize for that are much more personal that I will get into later. So now he talks about being Mexican, which I could not care less about. I never saw this guy before. I actually Went to his shitty channel. Um, Here's his shitty channel. See, look how brown he tries to make himself look. This is one of the dumbest things. Dude, you are not this brown. Like, you can actually see what this motherfucker looks like. Like, there's some, like, some fucking image video previews, and this is what he looks like. Like, he can pass as, like, kind of like a Mediterranean kind of fucker, honestly. Like, I don't know what the fuck he can pass as, but he definitely can pass as, like, white-ish. I mean, he is not as brown as he's trying to. Look how brown he's trying to make himself. No, dude, this is you after roasting in the sun for maybe 10 hours. Maybe then you could. And dude, you do not look this thin. You do not look this thin. Oh man, you wish you looked like this. This is your ideal look. Getting a nice tan, getting much browner. No, dude, no. So anyway, he talks about being Mexican. I don't know why he's talking about this because it has no relevance whatsoever. He tries to say, I am Mexican, but have never been affected by racism or racist remarks. Okay, who cares? What is the point of that? You're trying to tell us that you lead a privileged life where you aren't affected by racism. Yeah, I'm sure that's really beneficial for you. But what about all the other people out there who are affected by racism? What, they don't count? The world revolves around you, and since you aren't affected by racism, that means you don't give a shit? Is that what you're trying to say? I don't even know what your point is. You didn't make a fucking point in bringing up the fact that you're Mexican. And guess what? I got news for you. Being Mexican is not a fucking race. There are black people who are Mexican. There's white people who are Mexican. There's mestizo people who are Mexican. If you're a dumbass, and if you're from Miharu's channel, you probably don't know what a mestizo person is. A mestizo person is someone who is a mixture between um, white and Native American. That is what a mestizo person is. It is commonly mistaken to mean the same thing as Hispanic. Hispanic is not a race. Mestizo is the word that these people are looking for. And I got more news for you, dumbass. Mexico's filled with a bunch of racists. And in fact, they have institutionalized racism. Take a look at this. These are all the former presidents of Mexico. And gee, what do they all have in common? Oh, yeah, they're all fucking white. All these guys are fucking white. How is it that every fucking president of Mexico is white, even though the vast majority of the Mexican population is mestizo? Yeah, it's because they have institutionalized racism there, you idiot. So I don't even know what his point is. I don't know why he brought that up. Um, these topics in and of themselves create so much division, toxicity, and controversy. No, the racists are the ones who create the toxicity and division and controversy. Okay? Yeah, we're divided among those who are racist and those who aren't. Which side are you on? Okay? You want to be in the middle and kowtow to the racists and appease them? Okay, then I'm going to treat you like a racist. All right? If that's the side you want to be on, that's how you're going to be treated. Talking about an issue or calling out racists does not create toxicity. Racism is what creates toxicity. Sorry, cute images are meant to escape from all of that. I don't care. Okay, ignoring racism doesn't make it go away. There's some people who can't live in this little sheltered, privileged bubble that Miharu has. Yeah, Miharu is able to escape from the horrors of this world. What about all the people who are being killed? What about all the black people being murdered? What about them? They don't count? Why aren't you doing anything for them? Do something for them instead of sitting on your ass and doing absolutely nothing. Blah, blah, blah. Simply put, we are not equipped to fully discuss these topics and would therefore opt to avoid anything related to said topics. No, what you mean by not fully equipped means you are too stupid to actually call out racism, or you are too afraid to call out racism, or you're a racist yourself and you don't care. Which is it? when you say you aren't fully equipped. I don't even think you need to be that smart to call out racism. I've had friends who aren't quite as sophisticated as some others, but they wouldn't hesitate to call out racism. They didn't need to be intellectuals. They weren't quite as articulate as some other people who call out racism, but they're doing their part, and you aren't. And you're making excuses for it. Fully equipped. What kind of equipment do you need? A jockey strap? And then there's you, and then he babbles, blah blah blah, crybaby, crybaby. I don't like all the words you're using. I'll admit, I'll confess to one thing. It is personal. Um, this is not the only issue. Like the racism thing is a major issue, but I will not deny that it's personal. Miharu was nothing but cold and rude to me right from the start when I was nothing but polite and trying to be friendly to her, and she was just a cold bitch to me. Um, and that was, I put up with that, but then it got worse. Okay, after I brought up these serious issues, she started shit talking me behind my back to a mutual friend of ours, and I was very close to this friend, and this friend, because of Miharu, distrusted me and blocked me. Uh, so yeah, it's fucking personal. But even then, even after all of that, I was contemplating making that video that I made exposing Miharu, but I decided not to do it because I I didn't want to be vindictive. That doesn't mean that I'm not, and that doesn't mean I won't do it if I have to. But a part of me just wanted to avoid going there. What made me change my mind was when she blocked me on Discord. Now, I want to make it clear that was the straw that broke the camel's back. However, that is not the reason why I exposed her. Okay, there's a difference. There's a difference between a straw breaking the camel's back and something actually being the cause. Okay, and I know some idiots are going to equivocate the two, and they're not the same thing. Yeah, I was planning on leaving her Discord eventually anyway, but she decided to take that right from me and throw me under the bus. So, let's just say karma's a bitch, ain't it? And then he cries about how I called called her a bitch. That's like I said, that's the least that she deserves. Okay? Passive racism deserves much worse. And in a just society, you'd be punished for it. And the overt racists would be punished severely for it, and the passive racists would be punished accordingly. Come back with a better attitude. You come back with a better attitude. Destination Mark. So, simping for your girlfriend. Destination Mark. Like I said, I never knew of this guy before. But he looks. I never seen his videos before, but he looks like a loser. So, have a nice day.